Okay, the last thing I'm going to do, because it's all I have left and I do not want to have a UFO, is I am going to stitch out these filler blocks because those should be nice and quick. So I'm going to keep using my 7x12. You could fit this also in a 6x10, but I thought I would just scoot this up. Scoot it up. And you don't have to be all the way up. We can take a picture and then move our design in. So let me go ahead and reclip, and just reclipping down here on my muslin. And oh, you know what? I don't want that vinyl in there because it's going to be just chunky feeling. So let me get that all the way up here. Whoops! I let go of the end of my whatchamacallit, my muslin, and now it's like all the way down at the bottom. So I'm going to just go ahead, pop this in here, walk my hands down, pop it in here, make sure there that we're in nice and snug. I'm going to pull inward, and I'm going to wrap my vinyl up here really quickly because I just don't want it. I like keeping it nice and tidy. And again, you could easily fit this into your 6x10 if you wanted, but I'm going to do it here. Here are my pieces. Here is my chart. We're going to look at the pictures so we lay these down right. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this onto my machine. Take this over here and let's load our design. Hang on a second. Okay. Sorry. This filming arm likes to give me a little bit of grief. Let's go embroidery. I'm going to load all of them at once. We're going to go here. The first one, and they show you all here, but I also have it on my spreadsheet. So number 1 wants to use Spring 4 2x2 design. So we're going to go lower USB. We're just doing quilting designs. And the first one was Spring 4 2x2. I'm PES, and there's my 2x2, and let's set it. There's my 7x12. I'm going to just drag him and put him right up here. And let's do the next one. Add. Lower USB. There's my mini quilt folder. And the next one, which is like the blue, we're using Pebble 2. 2x2. There's my quilting designs. Pebble 2. There are my embroidery files. And there's my 2x2. Set. Let's drag him up here. Perfect. Next, add. We're going to add the next one. Go to my pocket. There is my lower USB. My folder is my mini quilt folder. And I'm in my background quilting. And the next one is going to be Spring 4 2x2. Oh! We already have that one. So we could have just made a copy. That would have been way easier. But Spring 4. Embroidery files. Format. 2x2. I'm going to leave a little bit of space in between these in case I need it. And the next one, let's make sure it's not one we already have. It isn't. So what I could have done is I could have just gone edit, make a copy, and then I would have had my copy, which is way easier than having to go to add and find it and everything. I'm just going to delete that. But I wasn't paying attention or thinking ahead. So we're going to add, because we don't have loops. There is my mini quilt folder. Here is my background quilting. And here's loops 3. My format. And there's my 2x2. Go ahead and set that, and I'm going to just put them here. Okay, so I have plenty of room. I'm up at the top, so I'm not going to waste all of this down here. And let's go embroidery. And I could go ahead and color group and do that, but I'm just going to do each one at a time and just stitch it to completion. So, well, you know what? If we do this, it's not going to let me change because it's looking at the quilting color, and it's going to want to do all of those all at once. I could easily stop in between, couldn't I? Let's just do them one at a time. So first thing it wants to do is it wants to do the placement stitch for the batting. And here I'm going to go here where I can go forward and backward stitches in case I want to skip anything. And placement stitch, color doesn't make a difference. I'll just do the pink. I have all my pieces of batting right here and all my pieces of the filler blocks. I'm going to put it all in my spray tent. They're little so I can fit them all. There's my first placement. Wrong side. I'm feeling my batting to make sure I'm putting it wrong side up so I can spray that. Wrong side and wrong side. Is that wrong? Yes. Okay, let me spray. Here, so everything's in my spray tent just like that. I'm going to give it a little shot of spray. All of it. I'm going to lay my first piece down. Next step is going to be the tack down. We're going to skip that. The piece that we're putting down. We are going to do, and you know what we should have done is the other thing. It's been a while since I've done the filler blocks. Is we are going to skip that tacking down the batting. We are going to do the placement because we want to lay our fabric down in there. The next one I'll do a little bit differently. I'm a little out of practice. So I just want to make sure it doesn't move my batting around too much. Like right here. I think we're okay. I just wanted to make sure it was okay, and it looks like it's totally fine. Okay, and the yellow is the first to go down. Did I cut these right? These look way too big. These, maybe I just do have them bigger. So we're going to go ahead and place it down here. I think we cut them bigger so we can trim them. And here's the tack down. And the last thing it wants to do is the quilting stitch. And this one wants to be in yellow. And I'm going to do, let me do the lighter yellow, see if it gives me a little bit of contrast. And then we'll trim these down. Before, like maybe this is different. I haven't done one where the fabric's so much bigger and it has a tack down and we're trimming. It used to be cut to size. I think what we should do for the next one is, the next one's going to be this fabric, and I've already sprayed the wrong side of it. I'm going to take my batting and I'm just going to center it. Oops, actually that's, and we're going to lay it down like that. Okay, then when we go to do the first step, we just lay it down like this. So we do the first step and then we do the tack down. That looks super, super cute. So go ahead and do my placement stitch for my batting. That's what's showing up on my screen right now. Then I'm going to lay this down. You can kind of see it shadowing through. I'm going to lay it down. I'm going to skip the next steps. So I'm going to skip the placement, tack down for my batting, placement stitch, I'm going to do the tack down. And then we'll do the quilting stitch. It wants the quilting stitch. Let's see. Maybe we'll just do that in... I'm going to do it in this. This is pistachio. Oops. Because these pieces are so big, we can do them like we normally do them. I think I'm going to do every one different. Right? We'll just do it every which way. The next one is going to be the that iris color fabric. They're so nice when they're so itty bitty, aren't they? Because they go so fast. Okay, we're on to the third one, which again is going to be the butterfly. Let's do the placement line for the batting. I think this will be the best way. Right, placement line for the batting. Then place your background fabric, kind of center it the best you can. Now we're going to do the tack down. Color doesn't make a difference. Oh, wait, sorry. We're going to skip the next step. Next step is going to be tack down for the batting, placement stitch for the fabric, tack down for the fabric. Because the fabric is bigger than fabric is bigger than it needs to be. Okay, and now we're going to do the quilting stitch. Quilting stitch, I'm going to go ahead and do mine in iris for this. When did you come in here? Miss Poppy's here, making her bed. Okay, come on. I feel loved right now. Because Poppy came up here to hang out with me. So, okay, here's my quilting stitch. Just going to be the little butterfly. And the last one, they want the quilting in white. All right, this is really dark, this thread, and I don't want it to shadow through. So I'm going to go ahead and let me put in the light yellow. Because we have an amazing threader, so threading's not a big deal. Okay, here's my placement stitch. I'm going to lay down my batting. So I've done this every which way. We're going to lay this down. I'm going to skip the next stitch, which is the tack down. Now this is the fabric placement. So I did the very first one like this. I was worried about the the foot scooping the batting, but it didn't seem to have a problem at all. And now we're going to just make sure this goes on the outside of that placement stitch. Love this. Now we're going to do the tack down, and then we'll do the quilting stitch, which it wants in white. And then your filler blocks are finito. You can do all the steps, you can skip steps, you can do 2 of the 4 steps, you could do 3 of the 4 steps. So I did them like every way. Now I'm going to do the quilting stitch, and then we are done with our filler blocks. And tomorrow, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sew together. I'm going to finish March and April, and then I'm going to work on stitching out June. So then I can put June and May together. Okay, here are your loops. And there are your filler blocks, and we are done stitching out our blocks for June. Now all we have left to do is put them all together. Thanks for joining me. Bye.